A penny for your thoughts? Penny Lane? Is a penny saved really a penny earned anymore? We're at the Philadelphia Mint, and we're going to talk about the legacy of Lincoln's copper cent. It's merely inflation or a sinister plot, cash extermination. Let's dive in. My name is Mike, and we're at the Philadelphia Mint where they discontinued the penny a few days ago. I am a former teacher in Philadelphia. What does it look like today? Well, it has there's actually an emblem with a shield on it now. And a Lincoln here. Lincoln on the front. I know that was hard to see. That was in 2010. They changed it. So we're going to look back at the history. Before that, from 1959 to about 2010, it had Lincoln with the Liberty on it and the United States of America on the back. But it had the Linchpin Memorial on the back. And please visit it if you're in Washington, D.C. It's beautiful. And Abraham Lincoln deserves to be on the penny. And by the way, save your pennies anyway. Don't put them back into circulation. Keep them. Because they're trying to get rid of them. We're gonna talk about that. So before that, there was the wheat penny. I'll show you above. And I used to have some of those. Those were cool. It said 1 cent on the back. It had some wheat on the front. And that's when Abraham Lincoln actually first got on the copper penny. Now you may say, well, isn't it copper anymore? It still looks brown. Yeah, it's copper plated and a zinc alloy. But it's not all copper anymore because copper is expensive. Not as expensive as silver and gold, but it's traded on the stock exchange. Yeah, by the pound. And it costs more than 1 cent. It has intrinsic value because it's useful, right? It's used in power lines. It's a very, very useful metal, copper. And it's not rare. So what happened before 1909? Was Lincoln on it before then? No. And he actually was put on it then because it was the 100th anniversary of his birthday. It was the Indian head penny. And we'll show you that. And then before that, it was the Flying Eagle. That was a small penny. It had been larger before. The penny goes back to the founding of this country almost. The Coinage Act was passed by George Washington and our first Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, but by Congress and put into effect because we needed a nation's currency, in 1792. In 1793, they made this Philadelphia Mint. Not this one. This is the fourth one. But it was on 7th and Arch Streets over there. It was a 3-story building. They had moved it. This is the fourth one. They've moved it around. But it's here now since 1969 at this location on Independence Mall. So what's going on here? And, oh, by the way, that first cent was a large cent. And it was pure copper back then. Really until about 1970, they were pure copper. Money was real money back then. It had intrinsic value. They were rare metals, right? Not just copper. But that's what we're talking about today. So, what about it? Why is this an ominous sign, or is it? Is this really just inflation? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Because you can't buy anything for a penny anymore, right? The dollar store isn't even a dollar anymore. It's silly. You know, it's $1.25, right? But you have to pay sales tax. So what's the deal with getting rid of the penny? If it's $1.25, you still have to pay like $1.33. Well, how are you going to pay that? You'd have to pay $1.35 and you're overpaying, right? And they're not going to let you underpay for it. So there's something else going on here. I can tell you. They're not going to make everything in terms of 0.05 cents a nickel. I think what they're really trying to do is get rid of all currency. And it's going to be the nickel next, because they're already doing it. And people are just accepting this. Just like they accepted in COVID that certain areas would just accept you paying with a debit card or a credit card. Like Grest Adventure. I live in New Jersey. Grest Adventure doesn't accept cash. How is that even possible? It's legal tender, public and private, in the United States. That makes no sense. It's real money. In the United States, well, what do you think? Why do you think they're doing it? And why do you think there may be something going on here afoot? Or do you? Is it going to end with the penny, or is it going to the nickel, dime, quarter, and then cash money? Because we only print up to $100 anymore, right? The Benjamins. Can they get rid of all of it? Would there be a protest if they got rid of all of it? Because cash, the thing about cash is, cash means privacy. They can't track, the government can't track cash. They can't. They can track numbers on the screen. They can track debit card activity. And you go into a Wawa nowadays, I'm sorry, and you go to self-checkout, there are the lanes that don't accept cash, and everybody just accepts it. And they have since COVID. Right? Because, you can't touch anything or you're going to get sick. People have just accepted this. They're okay with the numbers on the screen. Now, I know people pay online with their debit cards or credit cards, and that's fine. But cash money, I'm sorry, is still cash money. Or at least it is today. Are they trying to get the penny out of circulation entirely? My answer is yes, they are. And they're doing fundraisers of pennies in the schools literally the day after or the day of, and I'm going to show you. Yeah, this may be backwards to you, but it says, a mile. Yeah, let me show it to you. A mile of fun pennies. Backwards, right? And no, this came from the schools, okay? This came from the schools. It isn't a joke. This wasn't done randomly at all. This came on orders, and remember, why are they doing the state of New Jersey? Why are they doing that state of New Jersey at the schools? Right? And they're probably doing it all over the country. A mile of pennies, it's to take them out of circulation. Private cash versus public where they can track you. And that's what the U.S. government wants to do. I'm going to give it away. I voted for Donald Trump. But I did not vote for this. I did not vote away my privacy. And honestly, if a Democrat, you Democrats, and leave it in the comments below, would have promised me, but you're going along with this for some reason, that you wouldn't have got rid of the penny or any currency, I would have voted for you. Okay? I'll change parties for that. Because I think we should have some privacy in this country. There used to be all cash businesses. Well, they can't just take everybody's money, right? They can't just do that. But they can make it, fun. Or, give you a reason to, hand your money over where it will just be taken out of circulation. I don't think they can ever take it all out of circulation. Because that gets rid of the black market, right? Everything in the black market is with cash. Maybe so you can avoid taxes. That might be another reason. Huh, government? Huh, U.S. government? Yeah, you like to collect taxes. And you can't track cash. That's very hard to do. Even with receipts. Maybe there aren't receipts. So, that's my opinion. Tell me yours. Please like, please subscribe. Leave your comments below and your opinions on the death of the penny.